Okay, so 3 awesome mobility sequences which I would definitely recommend to do every day. The first one is the deep lunge stretch. So what you're aiming to do is start off in a push-up position and then bring your foot up beside your hand and then replace your hand with your elbow and then reach up to the sky, pressing through the opposite arm. If you want to make it a bit more fancy, you can then reach the arm around yourself as well and almost try and tuck your hand in your opposite side pocket like that. So really nice for rotation. Be careful not to overreach with the arm. You really want to get it at the upper back more than anything. So again, it's starting off in a nice push-up position and then bring one foot up beside the hand and then replace the hand with the elbow, press through, rotate to the sky. Dead simple. So one hip is in extension, one hip is in flexion. This is a great one for people with back pain as well, and it just really opens you up, gets you ready for squats and deadlifts, and I would definitely, like I said, recommend to do every day. Use it as a test also to see how stiff you are that day. So if you really struggle getting the elbow down to the floor, then it's not a great idea to go for heavy movements. Next is just forward flexion. So this would be the starting progression of a Jefferson curl, which is actually loaded spinal flexion. You basically want to tuck your chin in as much as you can, round your shoulders forward, and then try and feel every vertebrae as you go down to the ground, like that. And then nice and slowly bring yourself back up. And in reverse as well, just try and feel every bit of your spine moving with control. Really relaxed breathing when you're doing this. As well, if you want to try and get more in the hamstrings. So I wouldn't really feel my hamstrings until I'm already nearly at the floor, and then I finish it off and feel a nice stretch. If you want to make it more hamstrings, just grab behind your calves, bend your knees, tuck your head in, and then straighten really gradually. Don't try and force it or anything, just straighten them out a little bit. Another nice way to go would be for a downward dog position. So start in a quadruped position, that's just basically all fours, and then press your bum up as high as you can to the sky, and you should really feel this in the hamstrings or the calves, just depending on where you're most tightest. As well, if you want to add a bit of ankle work into this, try and lift your toes up in that position. Best to do in your bare feet. Next is a bridge. So first of all, squeeze the butt as hard as you can, abs nice and tight, and then from there you can start to press up into the position. Really good for loosening up the upper back if it's done right. If not, then you're going to probably compress your lumbar spine, which isn't too good. So if it's uncomfortable, don't do it. But the goal is to have your hands actually even a lot closer than what I have mine there. And a way to regress that movement is a lovely thing called the thoracic bridge, which is mainly it on one hand. So press yourself up nice and high and then reach yourself away. So you want to have your hips fully opened up as well. Make sure to press down as hard as possible before you start to actually lift yourself. You shouldn't be balancing on the joint here. And you can do some neck rotations in that position, which is really nice as well, and hover about rock side to side, and it's just really good for opening up the upper back. Would always do this one, especially before snatching and things like that. Overhead movements as well. The way to regress the bridge would then be to elevate the feet. From there you can press up and it gives you a little bit of a better angle to work with. Again, doing some neck rotations and head movements and stuff like that in that position just help keep you there a little bit longer. For rotating into the bridge, a nice progression is to rotate on a wall. So these are just wall rotations like that. Again, make sure to feel it in the upper back and not so much the shoulders, and then eventually you can start to build it up to a bridge on the floor rotation. So that would be a low bridge. I can't quite get the hang of the high bridge yet, but I am on my way. So that's a few ways to make it harder as well. So okay, so let me know how you get on.